Hi guys, I'm back with tip number 9 of the 10 Tips 10 Days series talking about networking. And today my tip number 9 is to figure out how to stay in contact with the person. So, not everyone that you meet at a networking event is somebody you actually want to follow up with. So you have to know the difference. You shouldn't just by default feel obliged to connect with them. And you should already be prepared with what you're willing to give to people who ask for your contact info. So you don't have to give out all your info to people if you don't want to. But most of people are okay to connect on LinkedIn. So that is my first go-to, is to ask people, hey, do you want to stay connected on LinkedIn? And then I use Find Nearby and show them how to turn it on so that I can easily and quickly send them a connection request, or I use the scanner to scan their LinkedIn via the app. So that's just a handy little trick that replaces business cards. I still love to give out business cards because it's becoming more rare, and I also think, keep top of mind. So I collect business cards, and then if I look at it, I'm like, oh, I better reach out to that person again. But just to be safe, because business cards can be lost, it's better just to ask them right away to connect on LinkedIn. However, I would recommend doing this after you've chatted with them for a while. So I wouldn't just walk up to someone who I had a 30-second conversation with and be like, hey, can I have your contact info? So I think it's like appropriate if you've had a conversation with someone that's lasted over 5 minutes. Then you're like, hey, do you want to stay connected? Are you on LinkedIn? And then get out your phone and show them how to connect with you. And that's it, done. And another thing you can do is, if you do get into a longer chat with someone that's over 5 minutes, you could always figure out quickly how you guys might possibly stay in touch. Like find out if you're from the same hometown or you're in town. You're like, hey, we should get together for coffee in a few weeks from now, or are you going to be at the next conference, and mention where you guys are in the same industry. There's a chance you guys might be at the same conference the next time. So stuff like that are ways to just put it into their mind that you want to stay in contact with them in the future. Or maybe you have a podcast and you're like, would you be interested in coming onto my podcast? Or you'd be a great guest for my podcast, or vice versa. They might ask you. So it's just great to end a conversation with some kind of let's reach out and let's make sure that we're connected feeling. Now again, there are strategies to elegantly exit. So if you don't want to stay in contact with a person, you can just glance at your phone and say, oh my God, I have an appointment, I need to leave. Just do a little white lie to get out of it. And I don't like lying, but I just don't want to hurt their feelings badly. So that's just one strategy, but definitely don't let your networking be wasted, okay? So make sure you get their contact info before it's time to go. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for tomorrow for more networking tips.